welcome to episode 2 of season 2. This was the game I was going to come back for as our live com, as I said in the end of the last episode, but I didn't just because I didn't have a chance to record, but I did have a chance to play, so we've played a little bit further on. I'm thinking actually probably better to do teams in and around us, slightly more interesting games. I was kind of expecting us to get a good hammering from Man City. As you can see, that didn't happen. We put in a really dogged performance. It wasn't a good performance really going forwards anyway. We only managed 3 shots on goal and only 2 on target. Manchester City only had 12, or I say only 12 shots. They only had 2 on target. Just slightly more of the possession. But yeah, we really did a good defensive job on them. There was no, we go to the match stats. There was no clear-cut chances for either side. And that is not bad at all, even though we're at home against Manchester City. So everything's going really well. Or is it? We have won a game so far this season, just the one in the league. We beat Sunderland 3-0. Haris Seferovic getting 2 goals for us and Josh Murphy as well. Before that, we'd got beaten 1-0 away from home at Stoke. And we've been playing well in games, but just we can't get goals, and teams are just getting goals against us too easy. We're giving away too many easy goals, except for the Man City game. We lost to Wolves as well. Then after the Manchester City game, we went to the Olympic Stadium. I thought I'm going to play this defensive formation again. It did really well against Man City, and we're away from home against West Ham. Decent enough side, and it didn't work, did it? We lost 4-0. We were 2-0 down after 22 minutes. That's when I changed from the defensive formation. Once that second one went in, when Creswell scored his penalty, I thought, well, I'll stick with it at least till half time. But then a couple of minutes later, or 3 minutes later, we went 2-0 down. I thought, no, we're going to have to open up a little bit more. And then 2 goals in the second half for West Ham, and we were just awful all the way through the team. Nobody came out. What was the highest rating? 6.8 for Nordvelt. So, and Wilfred Bonney as well, got a 6.8. Doing slightly better in the EFL Cup. We beat Millwall 4-1, and we beat Barnsley 3-1 to set up a tie against Everton in the 4th round of that. So today we're taking on Swansea, who are 12th. We'll take a look at the Premier League table. That 1 win and 1 draw so far this season, giving us 4 points. It's keeping us 17th, just got our heads above water, but only on goal difference. West Brom have yet to pick up a point this season, so it's us, Middlesbrough, Burnley, who are all on 4 points, and then Hull are just above us on 5 points. West Ham have got, no, we're not playing West Ham, are we? What am I talking about? It's been hot today, I don't know what I'm talking about. We're playing Swansea, who have got 8 points, so we can't overtake them today, but we can gain up, and it would bring us into mid-table, and it would start to look better after 7 games. So I mentioned the defensive tactic. We're not going with it today. This is what I did use, 4-1-4-1. It's kind of my go-to setup if I want to try and defend a game, and sometimes it works, as it did against Manchester City, and sometimes against West Ham, it just didn't work at all. But this defensive mentality, structured team shape, looking to retain possessions almost for the sake of keeping the ball from the opposition. If you haven't got the ball, they're less likely to score. Obviously, short passing, hit early crosses because you've got the deeper players and you've only got one man up front. Be more disciplined, which kind of works in with the structured, and prevent goalkeeping or short goalkeeping distributions. Probably a little bit redundant, really, because we've only got one player up there, but it doesn't make a great deal of odds. But we're going to be going with a 4-2-3-1 today. That's pretty much served us really well last season, got us promoted. It's almost identical to last season's tactic. Before we get into today's game, I've just got to show you this epic fail from the Wolves game, the goal we conceded, the defensive mix-up. If it didn't happen to my team, it would be hilarious. It is pretty funny, actually. Goal! This is one of the worst defensive errors I've ever seen. It's just a complete lump up from Bodvarsson, flicks onto nobody. Nordvelt's got it. What's the goalkeeper doing? He tackles Nordvelt. Bodvarsson's not going to score an easier goal than that. So today's team is Skropsky in goal. We've got Klein, Callas, Bennett and Mings as the back 4. In midfield, we've got Anoma, it's a box-to-box midfielder, Charlie Adam, who I'm really looking for a performance from. So far, he hasn't done anything at all for us this season. Maybe had one decent game, which was the first game of the season against Bournemouth. Since then, he's been very, very poor. Then Wildshire is the right winger. Got Houlihan with his first start of the season playing an advanced playmaker. Josh Murphy's on the left. And then we've got Wilfred Bonney, somebody else who really needs to start performing as well, playing up front. 11 minutes in, Scropsy with a goal kick. The Wildshire, he flicks it on here, Bonney. Getting very wide. Oh, and he sneaks that one in. Fabianski should never have been beaten there. It's a thunderbolt of a shot by Wilfred Bonney. It's flicked on by Wildshire, and Bonney carried on running, kept going wider and wider. It looked like all the danger had gone. Yeah, and it was a fierce shot, but come on, Fabianski. But I shouldn't be complaining. I'm not complaining. I'll take that all day long with the form we've been in just lately. So far, I had plenty of possession of the football. Now just gone up to 57%. Haven't really turned it into many shots. 20 minutes in, we've got that 1-0 lead. Let's hope we can carry on and build on that. These are the kind of games I'm going to be looking for us to pick points up in. Swansea City, we're at home. It's going to be our home games that are going to keep us up, I think, this season. How the season's panning out so far. Got a corner. Here's Charlie Adam with it. Played in for Josh. Bennett's at the back stick. He can't get onto the end of it. It's put out by Sigurdsson. We get another corner. It's going to be Adam again. Finding Bonney. It's another corner. Third one in a row. That was tipped over by the keeper. Adam with the outswinger this time. Very, very deep. It's cleared away. Now we've got some defending to do. Here comes corner. Scropsy gathers that one up really well. Good, confident goalkeeping. Now what's he going to do? It hits it long. Absolutely no one. Bartley, Lorente gets there, but Bennett's got it now. It's Adam. Pressure on. He finds Mings. Giving it away. Oh, Klein picks that one up. It's Callas. Finds Wildshire, who's very, very wide, as you'd expect for the right winger. Can't get past Tabber now. Just coming up to half time. I don't want to concede now. Bennett intercepts that well. Quick one-touch pass in there is Houlihan. Wildshire using his pace. Gets the cross in. Here's Bonney, makes it 2-0. Wildshire steaming down the right-hand side using his pace. Gets an early cross with his left foot, actually. It was a really nice cross. Wilfred Bonney got in front of all the defenders, the two defenders. Really neat finish. And we go in 2-0 at half-time. But we're going to have to be careful because we saw what happened in the last episode against Bournemouth. We were 2-0 up and then we still managed to lose it. So I'm going to tell the players, don't let the performance levels drop. Hopefully. Okay, well, Bonney, we'll give him some praise because he's been really good. Happy with his performance. And he's just confused instead of confused and demotivated. What's he confused about? We don't want the levels to drop. Fair enough. We only got a 2-0 lead. But I'm delighted with his performance. Oh well. Footballers, eh? All the way to 70 minutes and not been any highlights. Seem to be controlling this game pretty well. Charlie Adam is getting pretty tired. We're going to bring him off. Going to bring on James. And in fact, James is going to go as a box-to-box midfielder. Noma's going to go in for Houlihan as the advanced playmaker. I'm actually going to bring on Nordveld. Just try and shore things up a little bit at the back as a central midfielder defend. Norton with the long throw. We need to deal with this well. We do, but Britain can pick it up. Tabber now. Still running with it. Going wide. We stop the cross. We can't. It's back to Holding. Oh, and it's just tipped over. No, it wasn't. It was put over by Holding. He should have done much better with that. We seem to be gaining more possession as the game goes on. We're on to 62% possession now. That's pretty pleasing. It means we're controlling the game. Got 4 minutes left. Nice to keep a clean sheet if we can. The Noma, no, you can't get in front of Lerma. Sigurdsson. Swansea have actually gone to a narrow formation now. Try and break us down. Mings clears. Bonnie can't win the header though, but here's a Noma to Wildside. Hugging the line, finds a Noma again. Oh, poor pass though. It's Lorente. Holding it up, finds Lerma. In well by Nordveld. Now Josh has got some room to run with it. Here's Bonnie on a hat trick. Here's Josh. Can he get a cross in? Does. James at the backside, Wildside. Straight at Fabianski. And I'm just going to make a little change. I'm going to put Nordveld back in front of the back four for the final few minutes. No changes of roles, particularly obviously Nordveld's gone to a defensive midfielder. That can actually change to a defend role. And Onomi's going to stay as the advanced playmaker, but he's just going to drop back and offer a bit more defensively, hopefully. Also going to make one more change, which is going to be Jacob coming on for Wildside, who's had a great game. Into the final few seconds. Sigurdsson Gomez was miles offside there. And that is going to be that, I think. And this has been a really pleasing performance, actually. Looked pretty decent. Swansea are a mid-table side, but we're expected to be a mid-table side as well. Like I said earlier in the game, this was the sort of games we needed to be winning, picking up points if we're going to stay up and if we're going to finish mid-table. So I'm just going to praise the lads. Much like last season though, still not overly many shots on target. From 16 shots, only to get 4 on target. It's not great. Really reducing our chances of scoring. We got 2 today. 2 good goals as well through Bonnie, but I want to see that get a bit higher, especially in these home games. So that win's pushed us up to 14th place in the table. Wolves could overtake us. They've got a game in hand on us, which I'm guessing, well, could be against any of those teams that have only played 6 matches. So that result moves us up to 14th in the table, which looks a little bit more respectable after 7 games, 7 points from 7 games. Only a point clear of relegation. No, Sunderland have moved down there. It's such early days, isn't it? I'm not going to get too hung up about the league table, but it's always nice to start moving up the table a little bit. One thing I forgot to mention in the last episode, or didn't have time to mention, was just the fact that we've got a new assistant manager at the club. I'm just going to tell you about him now. Steve Rutter got him from Yeovil for £60,000. If you look, he's got decent man management. Okay, his ability and potential rating isn't great at all, but we've got scouts to do that job as well. I like to think I can sometimes pick out a half decent player. Good at motivating if I want him to do the team talks. Level of discipline really high as well. Good defending, coaching, and tactical coaching and working with youngsters. Tactical knowledge of 15 as well is good if I want him to do the opposition instructions. Got to go away to Chelsea next. Not got any high hopes of that. Our away form already this season's been pretty appalling. We've lost all our away games, except the one in the League Cup against Championship Barnsley. So I'm probably going to aim to come back. I think we'll probably come back for the Middlesbrough game. They're in 16th place at the moment. Again, it's another game against another team who we need to be getting points against and who we're going to be competing with to try and stay up and try and get a mid-table place. So I think that should be a pretty good game to come back from. That's the plan anyway. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Fox FM. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.